Greetings students, beta class 7. Today we are going to revise chapter 1 of history. So the name of the chapter, tracing changes through 1,000 yards. So let us discuss some of the keywords first. First is cartographer. Cartographer, a person who makes maps. In archive, a place where documents were kept safely. Then a habitat refers to the place or environment of a region and the social and economic lifestyle of its residents. Patron, an influential person or wealthy person who supports another person, an artist, a craftsperson, a learned person or scholar. Now let us discuss some of the questions. First question, who was considered a foreigner in the past? So a foreigner was any stranger who was not the part of that society or culture or village. In other words, the word foreigner was used for a Pardesi or Ajnabi, and in that case a city dweller was a stranger, a foreigner for a forest dweller. Okay, so this next question, that is, list some of the technological changes associated with this period. So some of the technological changes were Persian wheel in irrigation, the spinning wheel in weaving, and firearms in combat. So these were some of the technological changes, that these new things came into existence. Next, what were some of the major religious developments during this period? So what kind of changes came in the field of religion? So the changes, see, the worship of new deities has been started. Construction of new temples by rulers. The rulers, they started construction of new temples. Now growing in importance of priests, as the new temples were constructed, so there was a great demand of priests, so priests became important. Emergence of Bhakti movement, then Holy Quran was brought to India. So Quran, the holy book of Muslims. Then emergence of new groups within religious groups or within different religions. Next question, in what ways has the meaning of the term Hindustan changed over the centuries? So in 13th century, Minhaji Siraz used the term Hindustan for the areas of Punjab, Haryana and the land between Ganga and Yamuna. Then in the 16th century, Babur used the term, for the geography, flora, fauna and culture of India. And in the 14th century, Amir Khusro did the same, or used the term Hindustan same as Babur used in the 16th century. So the term Hindustan, it changed over time. Next, how were the affairs of jatis regulated? We discussed in the chapter that jatis formed their own rules and regulations, and these rules and regulations were enforced by the jati panchayats, and jatis have to follow the rules of the village panchayat also. Then these jatis were based on the work people do. The status of one jati vary from one region to another. Next, what does the term pan-regional empire mean? So pan-regional empire means an empire that spread over diverse regions or over a large area, means a big empire. For example, Mughals, Cholas, etc. were able to set up or to build a pan-regional empire, means these rulers uh, set up their rule over a large area. Now let us discuss some of the other questions. So what are the difficulties historians face in using manuscripts? So the scribes made changes in the texts while writing. Like if you are to copy from the notebook of your friend, you also make some changes. So in the same way, the scribes, the people who used to write the manuscripts, they make changes. These small differences grew over time, means one scribe when write from the another copy, then he makes some differences, then the next one also makes some differences. So there were a lot of differences, or these differences grew over time. The same text became different from the original one or from one another. We are we are completely dependent on the copies of the later scribes. Like if we want to know the history of one particular period, then we are to study the different manuscripts related to the time. Only then we can just make some kind of guess that this was the original manuscripts. So as a result, historians have to read different texts to know the reality. Next is, how do historians divide the past into periods? Do you they face any problems in doing so? So historians divide the past or the history of the past into three periods. Hindus, means when Hindus were the rulers, then Muslims, then British. These divisions were based on the religion of the rulers. So uh, such a division ignored the rich uh, heritage of the or rich culture of the area. And when we describe a period on the basis of the religion of the ruler, it means we ignore the religious beliefs of the common people. Okay, so these are some of the question answers related to the chapter. If you have any question, any query, you can discuss with me in the class. Have a good day.